Hello and welcome to Introduction to Psychology, Psych 1113. I'm your professor, John Chansey, and I'm going to use this short video to introduce myself, introduce the course and the syllabus, and talk about some ways in which we'll be communicating with each other throughout the course. So again, my name is John Chansey. Before this, let me take a step back. This is my first semester at Oklahoma State OKC as an adjunct professor. Prior to this, I taught for 3 years as a high school psychology teacher, AP psychology teacher at Putnam City North High School in Oklahoma City. While I was doing that, I worked on my master's in secondary education at the University of Central Oklahoma. I finished that in this past May. While I was working on my master's, I applied for a doctorate in instructional psychology and educational psychology at the University of Oklahoma. I was accepted. And I started last fall, and I'm about to start my second semester as a doctoral student at OU, where I'm also, a graduate assistant and a student. So we have that in common. We're both students, so I can definitely empathize with you there in that regard. So some things about me, maybe interesting things about me. I love to travel. I went to Europe this past summer for the first time. I went to Germany, France, and the Netherlands, and I absolutely loved it. I'm planning to go back again this coming summer to Europe. I'm a big sports fan, especially football. This past year, I won for the second time in a row. I won my fantasy football championship. I have a league I've been in with some high school friends for a long time, and I won it for the second year in a row. So that was pretty cool. So that's a little bit about me. So anyways, now I'll talk a little bit about the course. This is Introduction to Psychology. This is going to be a very broad overview about what psychology is, the study of the science of behavior and mental processes. So really, you're just going to get a nice overview of a very broad range of topics in psychology. We're not going to spend a ton of time on any one particular topic. You'll get a nice taste for it. A lot of these topics that we're going to discuss will eventually become their own courses later on if you decide to pursue more psych classes, depending on what your major is. You don't have to be a psych major to take Intro to Psych, so I imagine not everybody here is taking this because they're a psych major, but maybe you take it and like psych, and you might consider that. So anyways, I think it's pretty cool. This for some of you, might be your first college course. For some of you, it's not. Either way, I'm glad to have you here and glad to be part of this journey with you for this next 16 weeks. So anyways, let's talk now about the course. You'll need Laura A. King's Experience Psychology, the 3rd edition for this course. On D2L, I have posted a reading list that you'll need to please stick with throughout the semester. We have 14 chapters to cover over 16 weeks. If you have your textbook, I need you to go ahead and get started reading chapter 1 this week, the introductory chapter. As far as exams go, I'm kind of jumping into the syllabus now, but as far as exams go, we'll have an exam every 4 chapters. So you can roughly expect, one exam every month. The first 3 chapters will cover 4 chapters. Because we only have 14 chapters, though, the last exam will only cover 2 chapters, chapters 13 and 14. So your last exam will not be a comprehensive final, but rather it'll just be an exam over chapters 13 and 14. So that's the exam schedule. That's also listed with the reading schedule, so please take a look at that. It's on D2L. Because this is an online class, we don't meet face-to-face, we're going to rely on communicating via our discussion posts. I'm going to post a weekly discussion. We'll have, I think, 10 weekly discussion post assignments that you are required to participate in. Your participation, in order to receive full credit, you have to make a post and then respond to one of your peers' posts. And I posted a guideline for what I expect from your posts and your feedback to your peers. I want thoughtful responses in your initial post, at least 2 paragraphs. And when you're responding to your peers, I want more than just an agreement or a, hey, cool, nice post, I agree. Well, if you agree, please elaborate and tell me why. I'd like for you to maybe refer back to the text, refer to personal experience, or something along those lines. If you have questions, ask questions. That's a good way to get a dialogue started. So in order to receive full credit, you have to do both of those things for each discussion post. Same with the reading schedule and the exams. It's listed on the reading schedule when we'll have discussions, but you can expect one practically every week. But that's about it as far as anything specific on the syllabus. Please make sure you take a look at that and let me know if you have questions. One last thing I want to point out on the syllabus at the very bottom is that the plagiarism statement that comes directly from, it comes exactly from the college. You need to be aware of that plagiarism statement. Not knowing will not save your behind in the event that something like that arises. Sometimes people plagiarize and don't even know it because they're just not aware of what the policy is or what plagiarism is. So please make sure that you are aware of it. So, that you are aware for your own sake, because plagiarism is a very serious issue, and it's treated as such at college. Maybe in high school, it's, you get caught cheating on a paper or plagiarizing. It's not that big of a deal. They're not going to kick you out, but a university might. So please make sure that you are aware of that policy. And also, last thing I want to talk about is communication. Because this is an online course, it is vital that we keep the lines of communication open. So with that in mind, you can always contact me via email. I'll try to respond within 24 hours, usually a lot sooner. My email is john.b.chancey@oakstate.edu. Please make sure that you are aware of that. Also, if you'd like to, we can set up a Skype meeting if that works for you, or we can possibly meet on campus. I don't have office hours. I don't technically have an office on campus, but I'll be happy to meet up with you. I'm a full-time student as well, so keep that in mind. As long as we can make it fit in each of our schedules, I'll be happy to meet with you via Skype or in person. You can shoot me an email. You can post on the discussion board. But please, if you have questions, make sure that you ask them. I can't help you if I don't know. But communication is vitally important. So I think that's about it. This week, I would like for you to go ahead and read Chapter 1. If you've got your textbook, go ahead and get started. If you don't, as soon as you get your textbook, go ahead and please get started on Chapter 1. Please make sure you checked out D2L. I have posted a discussion post for this week. I would like you to introduce yourself to the class. You don't have to respond to anybody else's, but please introduce yourself so we can all kind of get to know one another. If you have questions, let me know. I'll be happy to address them as soon as possible. And I'm looking forward to the semester, and hopefully you are too. All right. Have a great week. All right. Bye.